Welcome back to another live stream in our Maserati F1 Manager Series. You join us for another wet one today as we will be jumping in to the Hungarian Grand Prix. And as I say, it's going to be a wet race. Unfortunately, it's not going to be quite as interesting as Austria, wasn't it? The last wet race we had? Yeah, Austria. Because Austria, although it was wet all the way through, it's interchangeable from inters to wets, whereas this one today, unfortunately, a little bit on the dull side in terms of weather, because it is literally just wet enough for inters.
All the time you have to leave a space.
And it'll be inters all the way through. Sam, thanks for the follow on Twitch. Much appreciated, buddy. So yeah, it'll be inters all the way through here. So, bit dull on terms of the strategy. We've mixed it up a bit here, which I'll jump into in a moment. But hope you're all doing well. Hope you've had a good week so far. And yeah, I think this is round 12 out of 19. And we still have got some catching up to do on Max Verstappen. So we need to start trying to take points off Max. But again, we've not got the pace until we've got some upgrades on this car, which probably are not going to be coming until Spa in a few weeks' time. So sort of damage limitation today. But Antonelli starts third, Colapinto 6th. As I say, it's inters all the way through. We're mixing up a bit because one set of inters would get you all the way to the end. It does show that that would be a lot slower, mind you. So if I show you on here as a comparison. So the two-stop inters is showing to near enough be a pit stop quicker than the one-stop. So we probably will switch to a two-stop or Colapinto. But we might just hang him out there as long as possible, see how it goes, and take advantage of a safety car. But Antonelli will set up on the one-stopper, sorry, a no-stopper for Colapinto it would be. But let's see how we go. We're starting third, as I say, with Kimi. 6th for Colapinto. Are we set up here? Yes, we are. Let's see how we go then as we start this Hungarian Grand Prix. As I say, hope you're all doing well. If you're dropping in nice and early, if you're watching on demand, thanks for dropping in. But it is a Red Bull 1-2 at the front. It's Liam Lawson on pole. It's Max Verstappen P2. So the Red Bulls, again, showing they are the dominant car here in 2027. So it is going to be damage limitation for us here.
The Hungarian Grand Prix.
As we get underway then, with the Red Bulls on the front row. The lights are out and we're underway then.
Away we go.
Let's see what we can do. Antonelli P3, then we've got Russell, Piastri and Colapinto, then in P6. As the Red Bulls get us underway, Antonelli challenging Verstappen. Could he get one of the Red Bulls? No, not quite. No, can't. So Max holds on to it, unfortunately. I'd expect everyone to be on inters, and they are indeed. Sainz either started the race with damage, or he's picked up some early damage there. Carlos Sainz in P14, or he's got a mechanical problem. So as I say, track is damp, and it's going to be damp all the way through this one. Colapinto's up to P5. So he's got a move done there. On Oscar Piastri. Tell you what could win this race is an early undercut. A very early undercut might be the way to go. If Antonelli pulls away with the Red Bulls, that might be the way to go here today, but we'll wait and see. Plenty of racing to be had. I am tempted just to keep Colapinto out on effectively what is a no-stop strategy here. And then if a safety car comes our way, we'll take advantage of that. Right, let's put them on always defend.
Mode defend.
But of course, no DRS because it's going to be a wet race. But the DRS gap, normally a second, and it's got 1.6 to Russell. So they are moving away, the top three here. And Colapinto is putting some pressure on George Russell here. Russell looks like he's starting to move back forward close to Kimi Antonelli here.
Use overtake.
So 2 laps nearly completed. Lawson leads, as he has done from pole. Verstappen's dropping a little bit back, second back. And Antonelli right on the tail of Verstappen, and now Russell has closed back up to Antonelli. Pit loss here today is 22 seconds, so that's the gap that we'll be looking for. Once it comes to that.
Try to pull down as much as possible.
Yep.
Lawson sets the fastest lap of the race then. Maybe the Red Bull's starting to show their pace now. Verstappen not using as much tyre life. And Colapinto is being attacked back from Piastri here then. Piastri all 4 wheels off the racetrack. Can't be having that, Oscar. And Colapinto keeps hold of it then. So yeah, will we get any safety car drama here today? That could be critical in who wins this race if we do. Because it's only going to be at most a one-stop race. So you'd have to think, whenever that safety car falls, you can get the Inters to the end now, as we see with Colapinto, so you don't even have to stop. So you've got to think, whenever a safety car does fall, if it falls, the whole grid would be jumping into the pits. Antonelli, since we've stopped using the battery, straight away has dropped 2 seconds off these Red Bulls. So you can see the pace difference that they've got. Just don't think we are in contention with those Red Bulls, just haven't got the base of them, unfortunately, at the moment. We've got to bring quite a few upgrades after the summer break when we go to Spa in 4 weeks' time. Antonelli might be under a little bit of pressure here. What's Colapinto saying? Both our cars under pressure here. As I say, we are helped that there's no DRS, of course. But it's quite a long straight here, Budapest. And Russell can't make it work, though. What about Piastri, though? He's having another look on the outside. Can't get it done, though. And Magnussen is slipping past Piastri. Piastri's lost a bit of traction there. And lovely work from K-Mag. He moves himself up into P6. But the Red Bull's pulling away. Lawson still leads. It's Verstappen P2, but that's 2.7 to Antonelli. Verstappen's used a little bit more tyre life, but not much in truth. Colapinto then is 3.2 off Russell. Yeah, I'm not sure this no-stop strategy will work for Colapinto. We might have to flip that back to one-stop, sorry. No-stop to the one-stop. Okay, where's Lewis? We're in 2027 in this universe, and unfortunately there's no Lewis Hamilton anymore. Sad times, but might be reflective. Russell then having another look at Antonelli, nothing doing. K-Mag on the outside, switching to the inside. K-Mag's got some aggression, we know that. And Franco Colapinto is going to see him off, though. I think with Franco, maybe we just do what we're doing and switch to the the one-stop. Keep saying two-stop because you very rarely get a no-stop, of course. We're on a no-stop. I think we switch back to the one-stop. But we won't use much tyre life in the early phases here. Yeah, these Red Bulls just pulling away now. Lawson's on, well, he's used 1% more, but those Red Bulls just have the pace on us, unfortunately.
Overtake available.
Russell's used 2% more tyre life. I wonder if we could just pull away from George. K-Mag's loving it though, isn't he? He's really pushing, but again, we are on standard on our into Colapinto, and he's saving good tyre life. And the track has momentarily changed to dry. That won't last long. DRS is enabled though, which is really going to help K-Mag here. We're going to have to use a lot of this battery. And it's going to help Russell. Did Russell get it there? No, I don't think he did. it's not going to be enabled any longer anyway. I don't think they would have got it until next lap. So yeah, only briefly changed to dry, very briefly. That was interesting. Where was that dip? Right there. We might get another dip around lap 52. Lando not doing so well. No, Lando down in P17 from McLaren K-Mag. Again, is getting some really good traction out of here. He's fed up with being behind Colapinto, but Colapinto still keeps him behind. And what's nice for Colapinto, he's got nice clean air in front of him, so he's not burning his tyres up, and those behind him will be. So he can just manage these tyres for a little while longer. And we are going to switch over to the one stop with Franco. So hopefully he'll be able to break this onslaught from K-Mag shortly. Yeah, K-Mag being so aggressive here. He's used 7% more tyre life, as has Russell. Let's just push a bit out of this corner again, make sure we're surviving the attack from K-Mag. So Antonelli still has Russell behind us. 3.3 to the Red Bulls. I say, the only thing I could do is maybe an aggressive undercut on the Red Bulls. So we could go attack with Antonelli now.
More push, more push.
I think that's the only way we're going to challenge them. I don't think we can really challenge them anyway, but let's try. And let's start pushing a little bit with Colapinto. But if you're dropping in, you haven't already, do smash that like button. And of course, if you don't already follow or subscribe, then please do so. Streaming this every Tuesday and Friday, this Maserati series, as we're trying to hunt down Max Verstappen in the Drivers' Championship. But as we have it right now, he would be extending his lead in that championship to 50 points. As he leads the race, which I missed actually earlier, because it was Lawson leading the race earlier, but Verstappen has got that race lead. Ashley, thanks for the follow, super appreciated. And Verstappen setting the fastest lap of the race then. Antonelli starting to push now on his inters. Cloud, thanks for the follow, much appreciated. So as we're just pushing with our drivers, let's just push on ever so slightly, see if we can, say, just push away from Russell and K-Mag respectively, and then we'll jump back on board very, very shortly. We are getting closer to Antonelli now. We are pushing on those. Antonelli's getting closer to Lawson, sorry. How much tyre life have we started to use? Yeah, we're on the same as them now. So I think I'm going to try and go for a bit of an aggressive undercut with Antonelli. And see what that does. Let's say the pit loss is 22 seconds here. So at the moment, we'll be coming out between Perez and Norris. So we just want to keep pushing on these tyres. Going to ease off some of the fuel now as well.
Yeah, now priority one is the lift off.
Copy.
And Colapinto we're going to one stop with as well now. Marlon, thanks for the follow. Super appreciated. Hope you're well. As Piastri is closing in on us. He's cleared K-Mag. Piastri is hunting us down. And what about Oscar Piastri this weekend in Baku? That was very unlike Oscar, wasn't it, this weekend? An absolute mare of a weekend for Oscar. Qualifying, then a bad race start, and then straight into the wall on that one. But the thing is, with that, I mean, I thought Lando's performance was just as bad. You know, he's got his title rival, his teammate, who's leading the championship, having an absolute awful weekend. If you want to be world champion, that's the moment to score maximum points. But what did Lando get in the end? Was it 6 points in the end he got? Really, Oscar has dodged a bullet by having such a shocking weekend. And still come out of the championship. Yeah, it was 6 points, wasn't it? So Lando would have actually gained more points on Piastri. As talking of Piastri on our inside, Lando would have gained more points on Piastri in Baku if Lando would have won the race and Piastri second. If they would have had a 1-2, Lando would have gained 7 points on Piastri. Piastri somehow crashes out. Lando only gets 6. So I think Lando would be really disappointed with the weekend he just had. So I still fancy Oscar Piastri in real life for the championship. Right, Antonelli is right on Liam Lawson then. Started pushing on these tyres.
Overtake available.
Copy.
And can we get past the Kiwi man then? And move into P2. So we'll probably use quite a bit more tyre life than him now. Yeah, 3%. But we're going aggressive to try and do something in this race. But 5.7 seconds on Russell, by the way. So we've got the margin, I think, to Russell. Here we go then, with battery. No DRS, of course. Can we go down the inside? Later braking. We're going to force our way through, I think. On Liam Lawson, Antonelli, and we do force him out wide. Kimi Antonelli is into P2. And now the next man up the road is the mighty Max Verstappen, who leads by 2.4 seconds. We'll watch a replay of that then.
So here we go, heading into turn 1.
On the nose cam, very aggressive on the inside, just enough space. And we make it work. So yeah, we'll probably be coming in, I don't know, around lap 25, maybe 10 laps earlier. But I think this is the way to win the race, or at least try and win the race. I don't know if we've really got the pace to win the race, but this, doing something different is what we've got to do. If we're doing the same thing as the Red Bulls, they've got the pace on us.
Copy.
Right, Colapinto is dragging Piastri with him. But they are gaining on Russell. It's 1.6 now to Russell. And they've dropped K-Mag by 4 seconds. So 22 seconds. So yeah, if Antonelli pit now, which he's not, it'd be around about bare minimum poor chair, 13th or 14th. So it'd be nice to create this gap to P7 to K-Mag, which is currently 15 seconds. If we can get that to 22... then we've got a nice little space to pit into, I would say. Right, Lawson, I don't think it's taking too kindly to being overtaken because he's right with us that whole lap. And he's coming with us to Max Verstappen. Just 1.1 now to Verstappen. Ivan, thanks for the follow. Much appreciated. Hope you're well. And Colapinto then has arrived on George Russell. Not many overtaking spots here, though, is there? Although we got really good traction. Surely not going through here, the left-hander. No, thinks better of it. So on lap 12, Verstappen leads, but Antonelli right with him and Lawson. It's now 8 seconds to this battle here between Russell, Colapinto and Piastri, and then a further 5 seconds back to Kevin Magnussen, who sits in P7 in his RB. We've got 8 different constructors in the top 10 so far here today. Leclerc in his Ferrari outside the top 10. 2 Mercedes outside the top 10. Norris still bogged down in P16. Right, is this the moment for Franco then? Use a bit of battery. Conserved his tyres early on. Now we're going a bit more aggressive. Now we're using the battery. Now we've got a slipstream. How powerful is the slipstream? Not mega, has to be said. I think we're a little bit too far back to make a move on Russell. Can use a little bit more battery out of here though. We're having a look, but I don't think there's anything we can do there. No. Has to stay in P5 for now.
Tires update.
Right, Antonelli, can we get him past Max Verstappen? Down to 74% tyre
Down a
life.
bit more on your tires.
Just use a bit of that battery he's got as well.
And overtake available.
Copy.
So 2 fights going on here. Antonelli trying to fight for Verstappen. He's dropped a little bit further back now. And then we've got Colapinto on George Russell. Ricky, thanks for the follow. Hope you're well, buddy. And if you're dropping into the stream, if you haven't already, do spam that like button. Super appreciated. Really does help me out. Antonelli, use a bit of battery. As I say, since we've got past Lawson, he's really stayed with us, hasn't he? He's not used too much of his tyre life. And Lawson not only staying with us, he's really attacking us now. He's going to try and go around the outside as Lawson, but he can't quite get that done. Antonelli stays P2. Colapinto's kind of got to Russell, but then we've not been able to do much about it, have we? Russell down to 79%. Might just have to settle in a bit with Colapinto. He's got good tyre life, 84%. Colapinto. Colapinto is really fighting for P4 today. Antonelli should at least achieve P3. What we're trying with Kimi Antonelli is an aggressive undercut on these Red Bulls. And it's 20. We're trying to get 22 seconds to K-Mag. As soon as we've got 22 seconds to K-Mag, that's where we want to be. That's the spot we will pit into. Ideally, we would love to have cleared Max Verstappen and used our pace to pull down the road, but I don't think we've quite got that pace, as Carlos Sainz's mechanical issue is getting worse.
Well, yeah, right. It certainly looks like they...
That's Crofty not telling us anything, so let's have a look on here, chat. Sainz has got a gearbox issue, so Sainz might struggle to see the end of this race. Lawson, after attacking us for a good lap or so, looks like he's dropping off. Come on, use some battery here, but I can't quite get close enough to Max Verstappen, can we? Getting close, but not close enough is the problem. What we really don't want is to do this undercut and then there's a safety car. That will absolutely ruin Kimi's strategy here. We've got a really good exit there, but this is just a near-on impossible overtaking spot. Not going to happen. Although it was near enough side by side. Antonelli pushing along Max Verstappen here. Is nearly space on the outside there. Kimi Antonelli really trying to get into P1 here. Lawson's dropped 2.2 seconds now. Colapinto's got the same gap to Piastri whilst he's just sitting behind Russell trying to conserve a bit of battery. And then go on the attack. Well, that's the problem really with Kimi here. He's used quite a bit of his battery. So you're going to have to go topping up mode now.
No charger.
Copy.
Soren, hello buddy, how are you?
Copy.
Try to go down as much as possible.
Copy.
Try to
Yeah, we
increase your
just
pace.
can't get Max at the moment. We're going to have to try and get him on this undercut. Again, ideally, Colapinto, we want to try and get an undercut now as well, but I can't really attack on him until he clears George, so it's got to be a little bit patient at this phase. Just forward on, get some battery back, and then we'll go on the attack. Russell now starting to push down the road again, though, so we're going to have to attack now with Franco. Kimi has dropped 1.5 to Max, but he's still got 2.3 on Lawson. We do now have the 22 seconds to K-Mag, though, so that is a nice 6-second gap to drop into. Yeah, we're gonna pit relatively soon, chat. Good tomorrow, no school because of a teacher's further training. Well, that's a bonus, Soren. That's a bonus. Yes, I'm very well, thank you. 6 to 7. Yeah, we're going to pit, and we've got a little gap between Piastri in 6th and K-Mag to 7th. We're trying to do an aggressive undercut with Kimi. We weren't due to stop until lap 35. But we're not going to beat these Red Bulls on a normal strategy. So we've got to try something a little bit bold. And that is going to be a very aggressive undercut here.
No lift off anymore.
Copy.
We started P3 with Kimi and P6 with Franco, I believe. So yeah, it's Lawson pole, Verstappen second, Antonelli third. So Antonelli split the Red Bulls. And Colapinto got past Piastri to move up one place. So they both moved up one place. Wait, what is this? This is F1 Manager 24. Right, we'll just forward on briefly, chat, because Antonelli's fallen a bit behind Verstappen. And same with Franco. He can't quite get to Russell, but let's go normal on the battery again, see if that changes. Lap 18 to 70, and we are going to be pitting pretty soon. This might be an awful strategy, but we're going to see. Let's just see what that pit loss is. Again, it is 22 seconds. It's 23 to K-Mag, but we're 2.3 behind Verstappen, so I really want to see that at least 25 seconds, to be honest with you. So yeah, I want to get that gap to 25 seconds to K-Mag, and then we'll pit, chat. It's getting there. It's getting there. Max saw your Maserati series and his dominance 20 cents, so he said, fine, I'll do it myself, and got locked in. Yeah. Yeah, Max is starting to pull out the bag, isn't he, in real life now? But as I say, I was saying earlier, you know, helped by Piastri actually having an absolute shocker in Baku, but I was really disappointed with Lando. As I say, if you want to be a world champion, Lando should have been sniffing blood, and he was a bit cautious in qualifying when Piastri went out. You could tell he was cautious. And then in the race, he just couldn't do anything either. So, as I said, he would have gained more points on Piastri if they had a dominant weekend. If McLaren would have finished 1-2 in Baku with Lando winning, he would have gained 7 points on Piastri. But Piastri crashed out. You think he's going to gain loads of points, and he only gained 6 on him. So Piastri, I bet, couldn't believe his luck. As Franco Colapinto might be sending one finally on George Russell. And we are. And we saved a bit of battery. And now we are through on George Russell. I'm going to push down the road, hopefully. And the gap to K-Mag is now 23, about 23 seconds for Kimi Antonelli. So we'll keep watching that. But yeah, I am a McLaren fan, so I don't have a preference over the drivers, but I do worry if Lando's got the mentality to be a world champion. I just don't know if he's got killer instinct. Sainz gearbox did not make the race. Did not see this race out. Carlos Sainz has retired. We said he might, and there we go. We just see him driving into his box very nicely. Hope, believe, and think Max will be world champion if the car is better on all tracks. Yeah, I think McLaren, surely Oscar Orlando will still be world champion this year, but it'll be interesting to see what happens in 2026 with a rule reset. Could be anyone's game. Cloud, I'm disappointed in Lando too. Yeah, as I say, he was too cautious in qualifying once Oscar. I think the problem with Lando is he thinks too negatively. If that was Max Verstappen and Piastri crashed out in qualifying,
3 seconds.
Max's first thought would really be around, right, I'm gonna put it on pole, I'm gonna go all out. Whereas I think Lando thinks, oh no, I can't crash now, because if I crash, I'll lose. You know, he's just a little bit, his mentality is a little bit too cautious. He's just not got that killer instinct, I don't think. And we've seen that, I think, in racing. You know, Oscar has put some dubious moves on Lando. The lock-up in Hungary, actually, where we are today. It was Hungary, wasn't it? Into turn 1. But Oscar's got that about him. He doesn't mind going for a bold move. Whereas Lando, I just find he's a little bit too cautious. Well, anyway, we are nattering on. Where are we at here?
Lift off.
Antonelli 27. Right, let's go for this bold maneuver here. Let's get Antonelli in. This is 13 laps earlier. And if we get a safety car now, I'm going to be near enough crying here. But hopefully no safety cars. Antonelli, he should at least finish P3. So this is just to try something a little bit different. And he's coming in nice and early. And we're hoping he should be out in the gap between Piastri and K-Mag here. Need the pit crew to do the work here. Fingers crossed for the boys and girls down at Maserati that we have a nice clean stop here. Oh, 1.8. We do have a clean stop. They knew how critical it was.
Piastri on pit exit.
Yeah, Piastri should be past us though. We don't want to be too close to Piastri though, mind you. Yeah, that should be fine. That should give us a little bit of a buffer.
At the moment, we are P6.
Yeah, 2 seconds.
Piastri in front of you.
So we do find that gap between Piastri and K-Mag.
-7 behind.
I just wonder if we...
You can slow down a bit.
Because we are going to change this anyway for Franco. I think we're going to go for that. Can't imagine 2 stops would work here, would it? I'll show that would be quicker. Surely not. Surely not a 2-stopper. We could try it with Colapinto, but again, we'd want that same gap, and he's only got 15 seconds to K-Mag. Colapinto's dropped Russell, though, by 3 seconds. Ceci, thanks for the follow. Charles, come on. Where is Charles? Oh, Charles into the top 10 at least now. I think Lando does not have the mental strength, no. And maybe our new Iceman Piastri is also not as strong as he thought. Yeah, I think Piastri was just a case of... I don't mind Piastri crashing out in qualifying, because we've seen Max do that. We've seen all the top drivers do that. He's pushing the car hard. I prefer that than him being cautious. I think the problem when he crashed in the race was he had that really poor start. He was eager to get a good start, which again, I don't mind. Again, he's thinking positively. He wants to get away quickly. The reason he crashed is, I think, then, because he dropped so many places, he was then in his own head trying to overdrive the car and, yeah, just downhill. So I don't say it too negatively on Piastri, because I think most of the things he was trying to do was in a positive action. Right, Kimi Antonelli, 3.9 then, off Piastri.
Focus on tires.
It's actually showing the 2-stopper is quicker, so I wonder if we attack now.
Margin to push more.
Copy.
Because it's showing now that this... compared to... what would be that? Yeah, it's showing this extra stop would now be quicker. So we might even be on a 2-stop now. Chat. We kind of need to do that with both drivers, but we've got a little bit of margin. Colapinto. He was nervous. Ralph Schumacher said it's strange if you're always starting in front and then start in the middle, and then he was nervous because he was at the back of the grid. Yeah, and I think he just naturally knew he had a lot to do from back there, so... But as I say, I think on the plane journey home, he wouldn't have believed his luck that he's had probably the worst weekend he'll ever have, or certainly this year, and he only lost 6 points to Lando. In a weird way, that could have won him the championship. In a reversal way. Because really, he should have been losing, if not 25 points to Lando, because we know Max's class, he should have lost at least 18 points to Lando. Lando should be at least finishing P2, so... Yeah, Piastri got very, very lucky. As I say, I still have him as favourite. because he's not going to have a weekend as bad as that, you don't think anyway. Well, as I always say, chat, if you're jumping in for the first time, we stream this every Tuesday and Friday, so if you like what you see, make sure to follow or subscribe, and if you can do me a massive favour, smash that like button if you haven't already, and regulars will know we watch a lot of track action, but as I always say to you newcomers who are jumping in, when we haven't got any track action, we do just forward on, so I will just forward on briefly until Antonelli starts closing up to Oscar Piastri, which isn't going to be very long because it's now nearly a second. But we're switching over to a 2-stop. So Antonelli was on a 1-stop. Colapinto's gone from a no-stop to a 1-stop, probably to a 2-stop now as well. I think this 2-stop could work, really. If we can get the overtakes done quickly enough. So the first one needs to be done now on Oscar Piastri. Then it's 3 seconds to George Russell. We're 94% inters. Piastri at 68%. We're using quite a bit of battery here. Our car is not the best in a straight line, but we are gaining under slipstream. Now Kimi Antonelli needs to be aggressive, but he's not pulling out for the move. Come on, Kimi. He's normally aggressive. He needs to make this move. Can he find a way around the outside? No. Inside. Yes, looking good for Kimi Antonelli. Does find a way around Oscar Piastri then, and Kimi Antonelli back to P5. Now he's got to pull 2.6 seconds down the road to Russell.
Yes, let's go.
And then he should have some clean air for a little while with Colapinto pushing, and Colapinto will pit shortly. So Verstappen leads 5.8 over his teammate. Then it's a further 7.7 back to Colapinto. 22 seconds, so 35. He's nearly got that gap on K-Mag, you know, Colapinto. So Colapinto, I think, in another couple of laps, will be able to come in. Yeah, we're definitely going to go for the 2-stopper now, chat. I think it's something different. Try and win this race, or at least finish better than P3, P2. Antonelli, at a minimum, should be P3. So even trying this 2-stopper. Don't want to use too much of that battery, because I do need it to actually attack Russell. I'm just going to go for a bit of top-up, actually, with Franco, because he's not got much battery himself. Antonelli setting the fastest lap of the race, a 1:23.1. Last lap for Max Verstappen, a 1:25.2. So Antonelli currently 2 seconds a lap quicker than Max, but we were using quite a bit of battery on that lap, so it's probably more like a second a lap quicker, I'd imagine.
Copy.
Mood race, okay.
Copy.
So the only 2 cars to pit so far, or the only 1 car, sorry, because we have not even got Colapinto in. So Antonelli, the only one to pit so far. Carlos Sainz has retired, so 21 runners. Verstappen leads 6 seconds to his teammate. But yeah, Colapinto, probably another couple of laps and we'll be getting him in. Alright, Antonelli, again, this is where we need to make it work.
Overtake available.
Because getting stuck behind Russell is going to kill this strategy. Not really only overtaking spots. Could try the inside here, though. Russell's gone defensive early. Will open up the outside, though. That's a longer way round. But Kimi Antonelli, much fresher rubber. And he'll take the opportunity. And he says thank you very much to George Russell. And that was easy pickings in the end. Kimi Antonelli back to P4. Just 4 seconds off his teammate. But we will get Colapinto out of the way with a pit stop before he gets there.
You are doing a good job.
Didn't lose much time in the end. As I say, looked at the inside, then found the outside where Russell left open. He'd already committed inside. And Antonelli moves into P4 then, trying to make this 2-stopper work for us. Right, 22 seconds is gap, so... Alright, let's get Franco in now. Let's get Franco in now. Edit strategy. We want to move over to... Yes, it shows this is going to be quicker, ever so slightly quicker. So let's get Franco in. George hanging around Antonelli, but we should be able to pull away from that. Shouldn't be an issue. All right, just forward on to get Franco into the pits. George is really holding on to Kimi, though, isn't he? That's a bit worrying. Have to use a bit of battery there with Antonelli. Don't particularly want to be doing that. But here comes Franco Colapinto then.
Copy.
We had a 1.8 second stop
Overtake
with Kimi
available.
Antonelli. Can we match it on Franco's side? Not quite, but a 2.1 isn't too shabby, so Colapinto is done. Does he find the gap in front of K-Mag? We might be just behind him. If we can come out in front of him, that would be handy. That was the gap we were looking at. It's going to be close, but I think we have found the gap. K-Mag might be on us because his tyres are up to temp. But there we go. The gap has been found. That's good work from the pit crew. And Colapinto's got 11 seconds of clean air to make this strategy work. So we like that. And Antonelli is near enough got rid of Russell. But Russell is a bit of a bad smell there. My dear Charles, please lock in. I want to see you in F1 cockpit next year. I hope in Ferrari, but maybe it's better if you move on. Maybe Mercedes is the Perez successor. Yeah, Leclerc not having a good time in this universe in 2027. Is this game free on Xbox? Not sure, to be honest with you. I play on PC, so not sure if it is free on Xbox. Is George Russell going to get past us here? I don't know where his pace has come from. Maybe he's just been not using his battery. And now it does sometimes happen on this game. The AI don't use a lot of the battery, and then when you start to attack them, they suddenly use it all. And we've used all of ours, so there's not much we can do. But Russell's pace should calm down after a lap or two if that's the case, because he won't have much battery to push continuously.
Russell behind.
But I think this two-stopper could work, because although we are 14 seconds behind Max, but we're only 7 seconds behind Lawson, then we'll be on a net pit stop, so to wait and see on it. Colapinto P6, he's now 9 seconds off Piastri, but 16 off Russell. As Tsunoda's into the pits. Is that the first non-Maserati to pit today? It is. So Tsunoda is one of the first in today. What's the tyres saying? So, yeah, there might be a few pit stops happening shortly. It was around lap 35. We were expecting a lot of the pit stops. And we're nearly approaching that now.
Copy.
Yeah, now 5.8. What's our Russell into the pits? So Russell pits now. Last lap 123.5. Actually, we'll see the lap now as Antonelli comes across the line. So last lap 23.9. We're going, yeah, just over a second quicker a lap than Max. 1.1 and 1.5 seconds quicker than Lawson. So we kind of want Max and Lawson to stay out a little bit longer. Colapinto should be well and truly past Russell here. You'd hope. Not going to be by a massive amount, though, is it? Hey, Mac, get past him. That'd be handy, though. Give him a bit of traffic. Yes, he does. Maria, what game is this? This is F1 Manager 24. What's the track? It's we're at Hungary today, Soren. And Leclerc is right behind his teammate, but he's yet to pit. So he's a pit stop behind his teammate and George Russell. No worries, Maria. So right, let's just forward on, see if we can close some of these gaps. As Leclerc pits now, as I say, we're going to see some pit activity now. Antonelli is nearly on Lawson, and they'll be on a net pit stop. So this has worked for Antonelli, you've got to say. He's closed that gap. Please don't be a safety car. Oh. Safety car would absolutely ruin it.
Copy.
Isaac Hadjar had a
We're down
lock-up
at turn 5.
in the Alpine this year, Hadjar,
The
and
brakes couldn't cope. Just unable to
Not
control
ideal.
the car by that point.
not ideal from Hadjar. Had he already stopped? No, he's not, so he'll get away with that, but he's lost a few positions. So Antonelli, 1.8 now off Lawson, but still 10 seconds off Verstappen, so it's going to be hard going to still beat Max today. But we've got a great chance of P2 now as K-Mag's into the bits. When's this next pit stop due to be? Lap 46 for Antonelli, lap 48 for Franco Colapinto. So yeah, let's catch up to Lawson. Still haven't got the greatest amount of battery here, have we? That's the issue.
More charge. More
Sorry,
charge.
is this game free on Xbox? I'm not sure, buddy. I'm not sure if it's free on Xbox. As I say, I play on PC, so not sure. As I say, if you are dropping into the chat, if you haven't already, do take 2 seconds to like the video. It really does help me out. Of course, get involved in the comments. Halfway through this one then. And Verstappen leads Antonelli P3, but it's really key that we try and get past Liam Lawson now. Norris pits now. And we should hopefully be able to get past him on the start-finish straight. I might do it where we got George Russell. Let's try and use a bit of battery here.
Overtake available.
Copy.
Don't think we're quite going to be close enough as we were on George, though. Nice, we're going to have to use some battery out of this final corner. Liam Lawson pits, so that takes care of that. Right, Lawson into the pits then. So we don't need to do that overtake. He's coming into the pits. Antonelli into P2. Is this going to be a clean stop for the Red Bulls? Yes, looks pretty clean to me. Will Colapinto be ahead of him? I think he will be. Oh, I don't know, actually. It's going to be tight. It's going to be tight. Oh, just about, Colapinto. And that's key, really, because Lawson's going to have to try and overtake him. And that could really help out Antonelli, although Lawson's going for it already. Probably using a bit of battery straight away, Lawson. Lawson really going for this. Surely he's not going to do it through here. I think he is. He's side by side. Liam Lawson can't get it done. Colapinto keeps him at bay. And that's big for Franco. More so to help his teammate out later on this race, probably. Right, Piastri still hasn't appeared ahead of us. So there's probably going to be some overtaking for us to do at the end of this race, that's for sure. But Lawson is being kept behind here, which will not please him. Coming straight out of the pits, you do not want to be coming out into traffic. And he's not just got ourselves, he's got Piastri as well, so that has not worked for him at all. As we jump on board of Franco, though, he's going to get some slipstream. Still no DRS, of course. Using the battery, though. Oscar goes defensive to the inside, but he's left enough of a gap. Colapinto's got to fill the gap, and he has. What's Liam Lawson saying? He can't get involved quite yet. And Franco Colapinto is into P3, and he's back past Piastri. Let's say we are now going for an extra stop here. Lawson is stuck behind Piastri, so this is killing Lawson's race. And it's all but securing P2 for Kimi Antonelli here today. Kimi's nearly on the same tyre life as Verstappen again. So Verstappen is, yeah, just doing a stellar job out there. It's like Max Verstappen in real life. We can't really get anywhere near him. We've tried this to go for the two-stopper, but I don't think it's quite going to work. Franco's used quite a bit of his battery there. And Verstappen, as we were then talking, finally into the pits, but he's got enough of a gap, so it's only going to be an Antonelli who gets past him. We need a slow stop at least here, really, to help us. And we're not going to get it at Max Verstappen. Nice clean stop. So Antonelli takes over in the lead, but Verstappen will start to close that gap. And as I say, Colapinto won't have enough to jump him here. Piastri comes into the pits, so that does release Lawson again. But yeah, as I say, Verstappen, nice clean air. So you've got to say, Verstappen does look like he's going to be on his way to winning yet another race here in 2027. Due to stop, what, lap 46 now with Kimi. If we can get there. We're just going to forward on to lap 46, or as close to. Well, we might jump back on board with Franco, because Lawson's getting close again. Lawson setting the fastest lap of the race. Lap 40, 30 laps to go still. Antonelli leads, but we do need a bit again. And he will come out behind Lawson, so he will have to overtake Lawson. Is Lawson close enough to have a go on Colapinto? No, he's not. Is Maloney going to get out of the way nicely for us here? The game is F1 Manager 24. It is indeed. That is correct. And Maloney gets out of the way nicely then. Feels wrong to see Hadjar in the Alpine because we know him just in the RB. But if we're true, it's probably realistic because he's French, same as Alpine, and Gazzy Ocon also drove for Alpine. Yeah, you could definitely see if Hadjar didn't work out at the RB being in an Alpine. As I say, I always like this Bortoleto in a Mercedes. That feels right to me. Can you drive in this game on my own? No, you can't. You just manage, so you can't actually drive. Tell you what would be lovely now is a safety car. Safety car would be absolutely beautiful now. So Colapinto, yeah, what's he got? 10 seconds to Russell. So yeah, he'll have to get past Russell and Piastri again, Colapinto, but he should be on for P4, Franco here. Which team is Antonelli? This is Maserati. So Antonelli and Colapinto are driving for Maserati. Right, we've got the other Haas now, who needs to get out of the way. Ocon, who's still in that Haas, he does get out of the way. Does he hold Lawson up? Not really, that would have been nice though. Right, what are we trying to get to here, chat? We're trying to get to lap 46. Yeah, Antonelli's tyres are very, very hot.
Our window is open.
Copy.
Pit window open. We'll jump back on board for that pit stop. Colapinto has got Lawson really hounding him. Is the track meant to dry by the end? No, it's not, unfortunately. It's inters all the way, so we would like some interchangeable conditions, but it is wet all the way through this one. Right, Antonelli leads, but we've got to pit again, and Max's tyres only at 94%, so I don't think we're really going to start reining him in at all. So I think Max is going to win this one. We will come out, well, we'll come out behind Lawson, and we'll be about 10 seconds, 8-10 seconds behind him, somewhere like that. So we're going to have to get back to Lawson first of all with Antonelli. Hopefully he'll have the tyre life to do that. But I'm just trying to get him to lap 46 so we can get him in. Yellow flag, as I say, safety car would be very nice, but we're not going to get a safety car. Ollie Behrman has had a spin in his Williams here in 2027.
That's the spin.
Just got an overtake done on the Aston, who he holds up a treat there. All right, Antonelli, next lap. I nearly put him on softs there. That wouldn't have gone down too well. Joan, thanks for the follow. Much appreciated.
Copy now.
Colapinto has resisted the temptations of Liam Lawson, though, for now. When's Colapinto coming in? Lap 48. Everyone's stopped, I assume. No. Poor Chair, Mick, Hadjar, and Gazzy. What's their tyre life? Okay, so they all... I wonder if anyone was trying the no stopper, but they're definitely not. Everyone is going to stop. So right, next lap, Antonelli will be in. And then we'll see what work we've got to do in the final phases of this race, chat. As always, if you're dropping in, if you haven't already, do smash that like button. Spam away. Super appreciated. Right, Kimi Antonelli had a 1.8 on his first stop. Then we've had a 2.1 for Franco. Can we go somewhere in the middle, maybe? 2.1, we take it. To say, Lawson will be passed, which he is. But Russell shouldn't be anywhere near us, really. Yeah, we're going to be clear of Russell. Russell now starting that start-finish straight. Antonelli clear of the pit lane. And he is away then to finish this race now. So he's got... Yeah, it's probably going to be about 9 to 10 seconds to Lawson that we've got to close. That's going to be some work involved here. We're not going to have enough to get to Max, though, I don't think. It's 15 seconds to Max, unfortunately. And Colapinto, he's coming in next lap as well, isn't he? Yeah. So let's get him in as well. And then we'll be going to the end, chat. So Colapinto, we've got to try and get back to P4. Antonelli, we're trying to get back to P2. I don't think we can challenge Verstappen for the win, unfortunately. Unless we get some drama. Closing stages. Franco Colapinto then, final stop of the day. He was going to be on a no stop, then it went to a 1 stop. Now we're on a 2 stop. That's how it goes sometimes. And it's a 2-second stop. The pit crew have been absolutely fantastic today. And now we will be racing a Russell and I think we're going to be well clear of Piastri, though. So it will only be George Russell we've got to get past, and we're not going to be a million miles away. There goes Russell. There's Colapinto. That's not bad at all. And we've got 21% tyre margin, 20% tyre margin. So, pretty confident Franco can get back to P4 here. And I'd have to say, the 2-stopper has worked a treat then. Jackson, thanks for the follow. Much appreciated. Hope you're well. Right, Antonelli, 6.7. And he went about a second quicker than Lawson last time out. Just going to have to keep doing that. Well, we've got some traffic here. We've got Gasly to get past. Turbo, Russell in a Ferrari doesn't feel right. No, that one is all sorts of wrong, isn't it? Yeah, Russell in a Ferrari is probably... I mean, these are ludicrous. Obviously, K-Mag and Mick Schumacher and an RB. But, yeah, one that feels totally wrong is Russell in a Ferrari. But Behrman in a Williams, I can kind of see. That could kind of happen. Bortoleto in a Mercedes, I could see. Hadjar in an Alpine, you could see if he fell out of the RB family. Gasly and Aston, maybe. Tsunoda in an Audi. I wonder what happens to Tsunoda next year. Be interesting to see. As Gasly in his Aston Martin gets out of our way. So 5.5 to Lawson. Colapinto 2.8 to Russell. Last lap, again, a second and a half quicker than Lawson. But we're probably going to use this tyre margin we've got on Verstappen. So we're not going to get to Verstappen, are we? But we should hopefully get to P2, which will be damage limitation. But if Lawson finishes ahead of Colapinto, they will extend their lead in the Constructors, which is not going to be good for us. Colapinto, what's he got? He's got a Haas in the way here, hasn't he? Zane Maloney, our ex-teammate. I do believe these two are friends, though, so hopefully Zane will be kind to him. Got to catch up to him first of all. Zane, are you going to move? Oh, please get out of the way. Zane? Yes, Zane. Well done. Right, so that... Oh, we've then got Ocon and Gasly, so there's a little bit of traffic to navigate here. How far is Colapinto behind Lawson? Too far, isn't he? He's about 15 seconds. I think that's going to be too much. Real Madrid, thanks for the follow. Super appreciated. And if you're jumping into the stream, if you haven't already, do me a favour and spam that like button. As Mick Schumacher finally pits then, 51 laps into this race. Obviously looking for a safety car that never came. He's the last one to box. Don't hate that strategy though, could have worked for them. Right, we'll forward on a bit, chat, until we close up to these cars ahead of us. Which is 2 seconds, Colapinto to Russell, and Antonelli's 3 seconds off Lawson now. Battery's not too bad. It's not the best, but it's not too bad. Colapinto is nearly there on Russell, and then we'll jump on board. Been a pretty good race from Franco, I've got to say. Not been bad at all. Right, he should start to benefit from a bit of a slipstream now, so we should be in a good position now with Franco. To have a go on Russell. Russell down to 74%. We're at 91.
Copy.
So he'll start using some battery now. Close the gap.
Copy.
I'd really like to get this done nice and early and not drag it out for a few laps, because then we can just get some clean air ahead of us. We are nice and close here. We're going to be deploying battery out of the final corner. So hopefully we can get it done. So we look at that rear wing of the Ferrari, George Russell's Ferrari. As we say, it's all sorts of wrong. Colapinto sets the new fastest lap of the race, and in doing so, he's coming alongside Scarlet Red of Ferrari, and Colapinto is through on the inside. And that is P4 for Franco Colapinto. And now it's 12 seconds up the road to his teammate, but it's unlikely he's going to get close to Antonelli or Lawson now. Well, that's good work for Franco. P4 in this race, we would take that. Broke Boozer, thanks for the follow. So Russell might try and stay with us for a few corners here, but we should be all right, I'd imagine. Antonelli 2.5. You can see Lawson started to slow a little bit, hasn't it? Yeah, he's only 4 attempts quicker last time round. And he's nearly on the same tyre life as Verstappen now, so there's no chance of getting Max today. Which is a shame. So it looks like we'll try and get Lawson. And that's probably going to be the end of our progress today, but...
No lift off.
So at the moment, Red Bull have got a better car, so it is damage limitation. We've got to try and upgrade this car for the final 6-7 races of the season. What's Russell saying? Has he got anything about him here? Colapinto sets another fastest lap of the race. So Russell must be pushing on a bit of battery, but I think we're going to be okay. Russell having a look on the inside. Too far away though. Stay on board with this one for a little while. What's Russell's tyres? 69%. Yeah, he's not going to be a threat in the long run. Got another bit of traffic. That's Gasly, isn't it? If I remember correctly. Yeah. Gasly up the road. Russell did this earlier though, didn't he? It's like Russell is just saving his battery until he gets a car around him. Then he really goes for it. Because, yeah, he's really staying with it. He didn't have this pace a little while ago, so I think Russell's just going to deplete all his battery and then we'll see he will drop off. We need Gasly to get out of the way here and not hold us up. That has really held us up, though, to be honest with you. If he hold... that's nice, though. Hold Russell up. That's lovely. Got out of our way, and then he's held Russell up. Russell's 1.3 behind, so that should be good enough for that. Yeah, Antonelli's progress has slowed a little bit, hasn't it? Got to be said, it's 2.1 now. It was because he's getting through traffic himself. He's had to get through Bortoletto and Hadjar, but so has Lawson, to be fair. We've got 15 laps to go. It's forward on. Can we get Antonelli to Lawson here? They've only got 4% tyre margin now, so we might actually have to go on standard for a bit here.
Try to cool down as much as possible.
It might not be that easy to get Lawson. As Behrman's had another incident, he's locked up this time. Lawson might have the pace on us here, chat. We've used that tyre advantage and we can't really get much closer to him.
Tires update.
Tires are good.
No management anymore.
Ah, this is not looking good, chat. I think Lawson might cover us off here. It's 4%. Colapinto's well and truly dropped Russell, though, by 6.7 seconds now. Fuel is good. Right, let's forward on a few more laps. Just see if Antonelli can start to close that to Lawson or not. It's staying around the 2-second mark. We've got a safety car. Theo Porcher is out. And we've got a safety car, right.
Copy.
Has the safety car picked anyone up yet? Colapinto. I think we pit. I think we pit with both drivers here, chat. We might as well go for it. Safety car hasn't picked anyone up yet, has it?
Something's happened.
Teo Porcher has crashed, and there's some drama at the end here, chat.
Take a look now.
Teo, final corner, is going to lose it all by himself. Straight into the barrier.
And makes contact with the wall.
I'm going to pit both drivers, chat. I'm going to pit both drivers. Do we think everyone else is going to pit as well? If Verstappen pits, I'm not going to with Kimi. Verstappen doesn't pit. Okay, I like that. I like that a lot. Lawson, go on, don't pit either. Lawson's not pitting either. Right, here comes Kimi Antonelli then. I don't believe he's going to lose a position because Colapinto's going to pit as well. And Russell should be too far back. Both our drivers coming in there. We need clean stops at least. This is worth a gamble. Oh, that's blow from right. Get that right on. It's 5 seconds. That's not great. Where's Russell?
Oh, it looks like a pit stop issue.
2.1. I'm going to lose out to Russell or not, Antonelli? No, he's got clear. Oof. Just worked then. So that's fine. Colapinto was always going to lose out to Russell. But Antonelli just gets away with it. And we've got fresh tyres on here at the end. And we're going to be right behind Lawson. So we've lost nothing doing that stop. But we've gained 33% tyre life, basically. All to play for now, chat. All to play for. But when is this race going to get back underway? Because we've got lots of gaps. Plenty of lapped cars to get out of the way. We need this to be quick. We want at least 5 laps here. Come on. Norris is taking an age to catch up here. All right, is it going to be lapped cars to overtake? Unlap themselves. Yep. Come on, get it underway. Yes! Ending. Safety car ending, chat. Right, so Verstappen on 72% tyre, Lawson 64. We are on 97 tyre life for both. Colapinto has lost back out to Russell, but I think it's worth the gamble here. Max then takes over. Oh, we've got a yellow flag. What's going on now? That's fine. Max has got us underway. Someone's had an incident during the safety car, but we don't worry about that. That looks like Perez, maybe, or maybe not. Sonoda's spun. Verstappen's got us underway nonetheless. But let's look at Antonelli, who's going to be all over Liam Lawson here on the restart. If we could have got him early on, it'd be very nice, because we don't want Max to sail away here. 6 laps to go, including this one. We've got very, very good tyre life. And out of nowhere, we spring a surprise. Look at the traction we're getting out of here. On the outside, Kimi Antonelli is into P2. And he's flying after the Flying Dutchman, Max Verstappen. What can Colapinto do on George Russell here? Can he send it in the chicane? No, he can't. Antonelli then is going to try and hunt down Max Verstappen. He's into P2, so that safety car has at least given us P2. Colapinto all over George Russell. Russell's tyres down to 60%. We've got a 36% margin on him. Come on, we don't want to be getting stuck behind Russell though. No DRS, of course, here, because it's still wet. Verstappen sets the fastest lap of the race. Even with his worn tyres, he's quicker than us. But he's probably using all of his battery. We've got to hope once his battery runs out, we'll be quicker. But here we go with Franco Colapinto on the inside of George Russell again. And he's back to P4. And now, can we make it a double podium today? As he's just got Liam Lawson ahead of him to get himself into P3 in this race. Antonelli P2, Colapinto P4, and it's under a second to Max Verstappen. Verstappen's tyres at 70%. They're still in pretty good nick, to be fair. It's not going to be easy to get Max here. 70% is absolutely fine. He can attack all the way on those. What's Lawson's? Lawson's at 61%. That's a little bit more painful for him. Mario, thanks for the follow. Sinja, thanks for the follow. Much appreciated. And they've dropped Lawson by 2 seconds, but can Antonelli get close enough to have a go on Verstappen? Verstappen is just keeping him at arm's length here. We will get a bit of a slipstream down here, but it's not going to be good enough to go for an overtake. We do set the fastest lap of the race. We are getting a slipstream. You can see it there, visibly gaining on Max Verstappen.
More charge. More charge.
Copy.
Overtake available.
And we're getting close to Max. We're getting very close. But not close enough to make a move. Just top up a bit. Try and stay with him.
Copy.
Move charge. Move charge.
Can Kimi Antonelli win this race? Colapinto just a second off Lawson now. Lawson's fell 2.4 seconds off this battle. 4 laps to go, including this one, or 3.5. We're topping up around this lap. We're going to deploy off the final corners and hope that we can make a move on Max Verstappen here. Here we go. This is the moment. It's 2 tenths. It's less than 2 tenths. We're hounding the back of the Red Bull. Colapinto is all over Lawson as well. Right, here comes Kimi Antonelli. Slipstream, battery, 3 laps to go. Max is going defensive, but we juke back to the outside. We're going to try the long way round. Max looks like he might have that covered, but we're still round the outside. He looks like Antonelli has got the move done. Not sure who's going to stick that out, but he has. And Kimi Antonelli is into the lead of this race. But can he hold off Max Verstappen? We know it won't be easy. We're going to have to keep deploying that battery just to try and get ourselves a little bit of a buffer. Colapinto did get past Lawson as well. So on the same straight, both Red Bulls have been overtaken, and this is going to be great news for both the constructors and our hunt for Max Verstappen in the Drivers' Championship. But it's not over. 3 laps to go. Max, though, is falling back. Maybe that is going to be all she wrote because his tyre's down to 66%. What about Colapinto? He's 2.1 off Max. Can he close that? Probably a little bit too much now. He's used all the battery, I think. I think we're asking maybe a little bit too much there. Obviously, I could have used Kimi to back Max into him, but that's a dangerous game. I don't want to risk losing the race. Where's the race? Yeah, Hungary. Yeah, as Turbo said, we're in Hungary for this one. Colapinto, 2 laps to go. Yeah, I think he's not quite going to have the pace to get to Verstappen, is he?
2 laps to go.
But a podium will be very nice. But Antonelli's got it done, hasn't he? It's 1.8 seconds to Max Verstappen. Well, I say he's got it done. Let's hope for no mistakes here. Emily, the game is F1 Manager 24. Russell's been overtaken by Piastri. K-Mag in his RB is in 7th. Leclerc, I think, has been helped by that safety car because he's in the top 10 and P8. Colapinto's getting closer, you know. But the only opportunity we'll have is on this next start-finish straight, and we're not going to be close enough, are we? I think Colapinto would need another 2-3 laps. Just going to use the rest of this battery just to see if we can get a slipstream. Antonelli starts the final lap of the race. We're using battery. We're 8 tenths behind, but we've used all the battery. So we're not going to get enough of a slipstream, I don't think. We're going to be so close to Max Verstappen at the end here, but we're not going to be close enough, I don't think. Max is going to survive. Another couple of laps and Franco would have been moving into P2, I think. What team are Antonelli and Colapinto? We are Maserati. Charlie got 1-2. That would have been nicer 1-2. I don't think we're going to get close enough though, but Franco's trying to hound him. It's half a second. But we've not really got anywhere we can make an overtake. We were close. We just used a lot of battery to get lost, unfortunately. So Max is going to survive just about. But Kimi Antonelli from P3. We took a gamble, a 2-stopper. Was probably going to get in P3. But a safety car, we took a gamble on a fresh Inter. And it's worked because it's claimed Kimi Antonelli the win in Hungary. He wins it. And Max Verstappen, the championship leader, is going to have to settle for P2. Colapinto right on his tail is P3. And Liam Lawson in the other Red Bull is P4. But what a race for us as we claim a double podium.
Ox, modern.
Tom, thanks for the follow. Game name is F1 Manager 24. 111, thanks for the follow. Formula One's newest team, shattering all expectations here.
What a brilliant race that was for the team.
Yes, my favourite driver won.
Right.
Love to hear it. Love to hear it, buddy.
The team has been waiting patiently there.
Mr. Casino, thanks for the follow. And to celebrate that win, if you haven't already, do spam that like button. Super appreciated. As Maserati win it. Kimi Antonelli P1 and Franco Colapinto P3. We'll have a look at the race order and how the champions look
What a great way to
straight away. There we go. Kimi started P3. He's up 2 to win the race there. Max Verstappen finished where he starts. Without that safety car, he would have won the race. We get a little bit lucky there, but we take it. And we need it because Max is leading this championship. Franco Colapinto, very, very good drive from him. His best for a while. Up 3 places to 3rd. Lawson drops from pole to 4th. Piastri finished where he starts in P5. Russell 6th. K-Mag actually started in P7 and he finished there. Great points again for RB, who are getting points quite regularly now. Charles Leclerc up 5 to finish 8th. 8th, Albon up 2 to 9th in Williams. And Lando Norris rounds out the top 10. Kerr, thanks for the follow. Well done, mate. Thanks, Charlie. Context on the team you've made. The team is Maserati, so they were part of the very first F1 grid. Maserati. They've not been in Formula 1 for a lot of years, but the first ever Formula 1 race included Maserati, so that's why we've done a Maserati series to bring them back to Formula 1, basically. Drivers' Championship then, Russell? Why am I talking about Russell? He's in 4th, if you want to know about George Russell. Max Verstappen, sorry, leads, and he now leads by 33 points, so we've cut that deficit by 7 points. 33 points. My quick maths, I'm second guessing myself. That's 33 points, yeah. So Max Verstappen leads by 33 points, and I believe there is 6 races to go after this one. I believe. So it's tight, and it could come down to the wire, but we've got to continue beating him. Franco Colapinto remains in P3, takes another 15 points. George Russell is 4th. Liam Lawson 5th. Lando Norris 6th. Piastri 7th. Behrman 8th, but not scoring again. Leclerc 9th. And Bortoletto rounds out the top 10. No change in that top 10. How many seasons have you done? This is our 3rd season, so we're in 2027. How long have you had to save? I can't remember when we started this save. But it's been quite a while because I just keep this save for this online series. So we just stream it twice a week, 2 races a week. So it's been going for quite a while, this one. The rest of your point scorers so far in 27, Teo Pourchaire, Sergio Perez, the 2 Audis. K-Mag takes another 6 points and he jumps 2 places. He's now up to 15. I think they've now scored in the last 3 races, RB, so they've obviously done some upgrades there. Albon is 16th, Mick Schumacher 17th, Gasly 18th, and still Hadjar in the Alpine, Sainz in the Aston Martin, and the 2 Haas drivers yet to score. Constructors, we have regained the lead, but it is so tight, just 7 points between ourselves and Red Bull. So this is very tight and will go all the way to the wire. McLaren are in 3rd, kind of making that their own, although Ferrari did score a point extra, but they're a little bit further back on them, so it could still be a challenge from Ferrari on McLaren. Williams scored 2 points, and it's very tight with them and Mercedes, but Mercedes not scoring. Audi don't score, Alpine don't score, but as I say, RB another 6 points. And I think that's 3 races in a row. So RB could start to challenge Alpine and Audi shortly. Aston Martin have 2 and Haas are yet to score. Can you give me a real team to do in F1 Manager? Ooh. Real team. What about one of the older teams? Bring an older team back, like the Arrows team or Minardi. Arrows or Minardi, that would be my shout. This championship, as we know, if you're a regular here, we are dominating this. We have the best pit crew on the grid, and we get the quickest stop again, a 1.8 second stop, followed by a 2.0. So we are the fastest team in the pits, and we've probably already won this championship. I don't know what the maths are, but we are nearly, what, 260 points ahead there, I think, my quick maths. So 260 points ahead, so that's looking good for us. Might do Renault. Yeah, Renault's shout. Bring the classic Renault back. I better manufacture this chassis before I forget when I next return. Actually, I don't want... I'm going to do a couple of emergencies. That's going to cost 4.4, but we've got 70 odd million in the bank. We're absolutely loaded, chat. We're absolutely loaded. Oh my god, everything's going on. Everything's kicking off now. How do you get a custom logo of team? This is made in game. It's all made in game, the logo. As you can see here. I don't know if I show that. Yeah. So it's a bit fiddly. Mine I didn't record, unfortunately. I did record my Lotus one, but this one. But there are similar, because I used a template off YouTube, to be fair, and then I just varied it. So if you just search Maserati logo F1 Manager 24 on YouTube, you'll find a guide on how to do these. It's not too bad. It seems a lot of work, but it's not too bad. It can be a little bit fiddly, but probably half an hour's work. Half an hour's work, I'd say. But that brings this one to a close. So as I say, I think we are really on for a P3 finish with Kimi and P4, P5 with Franco. So that late safety car has done us the world of good. We take advantage. I'm surprised Moore didn't take advantage there. I think in the real world they would have, but a little bit of a sleepy AI here. So we take advantage of that to get Kimi Antonelli the win, close that gap on Max Verstappen. And how many races is it, in fact? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 races. So yeah, 7 races left now. And the gap is 33 points. So 7 races, 33 points. Belgium is in 4 weeks' time. So we'll be doing lots of upgrades now before Spa. And we've got to try and beat Max across the next couple of races and really close that gap. So very exciting as we get to the closing stages of this 2027 season. And obviously we've regained the lead in the Constructors as well. But that is going to be tight as well because Lawson is performing well. But that has been a fantastic result for us. And we look forward to the next one as we continue this F1 Manager Maserati series. Thanks for everyone who's dropped in on the channels. Much appreciated. Before I go, do smash that like button. If you've watched on YouTube, as I always say, please do subscribe. And you can check out the full Maserati playlist there on the channel. 2 episodes a week, as well as the live streams. And then for you watching on TikTok or Twitch, head to my profile, click the YouTube link in my bio. If you head over there to subscribe, as I say, you won't just get the live streams there, you'll also get 2 episodes a week. So if you want to see more of this Maserati series or catch up, if it's the first time you dropped in and you want to see all of the episodes, I think we're up to around episode 50. So there's plenty to catch up on over there on YouTube. And apart from that, really, have a good end to your week. 3 days to go, and then another weekend is here. So have a good week, and I will be back on Friday around 7 PM BST. So if you want to check us out again,